everyone, it's Michelle and welcome back to the Royal Daily Tea. So I wanted to thank you guys so much for your feedback in regards to a question that I asked you guys in regards to my Amazon storefront. If you don't know, I have an Amazon storefront and I have a brand new section called Replicate, where you can replicate Kate Middleton, the Princess of Wales style on an Amazon budget. And I came up with replicate, kind of a play on the words. And I had asked you if I should incorporate other royals from around the world in the same section or have a different section called Royally Inspired. And you guys 100% agreed you like having the replicate section by itself, and all of the other royal ladies will be under the Royally Inspired. And you guys, there are so many wonderful fashions happening right now, so I plan to work on it this weekend and have some more fun royal inspired outfits for you to try on Amazon, because Amazon is such an amazing platform. You can find amazing deals. But you guys, sit back and relax, grab yourself a beverage, and let's get into the Royal Daily Tea. So you guys, I don't know what the heck is going on, but I just thought I'd share this with you. It's a little entertaining. A meteor hit somewhere in South Texas. Now, I know that's not royal news, but I had shared the stories about the UFOs, and you guys really had some strong opinions about that. But just some funny comic relief. I mean, my goodness. We're only in February and I'm literally done with 2023, guys. Like I'm ready to return it and start over. But yes, a meteorite apparently yesterday landed somewhere in South Texas, and it sounded like a huge earthquake or a gas explosion. Now, where I'm located in Central Texas, we did not feel or see anything in regards to this meteorite. But officials have said that it was a mysterious object that beamed through the sky at around 5 p.m. on Wednesday. There was a large boom that was heard overhead, and the meteor landed near McAllen neighborhoods. Now, of course, many people on their home cameras picked up a fiery object that was literally shooting through the sky, and people were hearing loud explosions and their homes were shaking. But as of now, there's no other word on this meteorite. The National Weather Service reported the object and claimed their satellites that detect light from space picked up the signal. Now, Houston Air Traffic Control also received reports from 2 planes about a possible meteorite near that town. So I don't know what's happening, y'all. We have UFOs and now meteorites hitting out everywhere. And I think there could have been more reports in other states. This is very interesting, guys. We have trains derailing, we have UFOs, and now we have meteors, I guess we should say, in Texas. But don't worry, I do have some comic relief for you guys coming up in my next story, and I have a very cute Romeo video to share with you. So there was a news article that came out today in the Daily Mail exposing more lies, shocker, from Meghan Markle. You know how she pretended to live in a cave, how she knew nothing of the British royal family, she knew nothing of tabloids. Apparently she was Snow White living in a cave with a bunch of dwarves. Now look, I grew up watching the royals since I was a young child, when I fell in love with Princess Diana and watched her wedding on repeat, literally for an entire day. Ever since the 80s, Princess Diana and the British royal family have been on tabloids in America. Now, Meghan Markle took a swipe at Catherine and William back in 2014 when she was still writing for her now defunct blog, The Teague, where she talked about Kate and William's wedding that took place in 2011. You can just tell she was ripe with envy. This girl reminds me of someone who's never happy for other girls. If they get a promotion, if they get a TV part, they get the husband. You ever meet one of those people? They're only happy when it happens to them. But the minute you have good news and they don't get that good news for themselves, they're not happy for you. She is not a girl's girl because she's petty and jealous and competitive. in my opinion. So in her blog, she talked about the wedding of Kate and William and how other girls were dreaming of becoming a princess, but she wanted to be a royal rebel. So even back in 2014, she made it very clear, one, she knew about the monarchy, and two, she wanted to be a royal rebel. She never wanted to be the royal princess. She only wanted the pomp and circumstance. Now, ironically, she made fun of the wedding of Kate and William, saying, "I can't believe the pomp and circumstance and the endless conversations about Kate and William." Again, I think she was jealous the fact that Kate, who was a commoner, married to the future King of England. And you know, she was pissed that it wasn't her, in my opinion. Now, she wrote in here that she was more about the royal rebel and she didn't want to be Cinderella, which is hilarious because she always considers herself to be Ariel or Snow White, always making herself out to be a Disney princess. But she's like, most girls wanted to be Cinderella, but I wanted to be She-Ra. You know, She-Ra, who's this 80s cartoon reference, the twin sister of He-Man. She's a sword-wielding royal rebel known for her strength. And so Meghan didn't want to be Cinderella. Oh, no, 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 no. She wanted to be She-Ra. She added, most women dream a childhood fantasy becoming Cinderella. Well, there's no Cinderella here. Well, I think we can second that one, Meghan. She said, quote, grown women stem to retain this childhood fantasy. Just look at the pomp and circumstance surrounding the royal wedding and the endless conversation about Princess Kate. Jealous much, Meghan? The blog went on to debunk what she thought about marrying a prince and how she wanted to be a superhero and a royal rebel. So to me, it just spells out she's catty and jealous and a liar. You know, there was even a picture of her holding an article of the wedding of Kate and William. Now, if you remember, Prince Harry was the best man to Prince William at his wedding. But she didn't know anything about Prince Harry, but she certainly remembered the wedding. You know, the guy standing next to the groom, the son of Princess Diana. There is no way in heck this woman did not know anything about the royal family. Now, the other thing they went on to talk about is how Meghan really convinced Harry that she was pure, that she knew nothing about the royal family. She had blinders on her face, that when they went to go meet the Queen at the Royal Lodge for lunch back in 2016, she thought Andrew was a staff member because he was near the Queen's purse. She had no clue who Andrew was, even though he was the father of Princess Eugenie, who's supposed to be her, quote, buddy. I'm pretty sure she knew who Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York, was because in America, Sarah Ferguson is very well known. Sarah Ferguson used to be the spokesperson for Weight Watchers and Wedgwood China. She has a lot of best-selling books. Everyone knows who Fergie, Sarah Ferguson, is in America, just like they know Princess Diana. So there's no way she didn't know about Princess Eugenie's dad, Prince Andrew, and thought he was a staff member. But again, she's putting on the act, guys. She's got to sell the story to Harry, because he's a little slow, that she was a pure heart. I don't know anything about the royal family, but somehow she convinced dim-witted little Harry that she knew nothing about the royals. I guess she forgot about the blog post that she wrote. So I just find it fascinating how even back in 2014, before she even met Kate, she was already jealous of her. Isn't that sad and petty, but also very telling of her character, how she was literally saying the pomp and the circumstance, I don't want that. Yet, 4 years later, she had a pomp and circumstance wedding paid for by the taxpayers that she didn't have to have, by the way. They could have just had a very small civil ceremony, much like Charles and Camilla did, because let's be honest, this was Meghan's second wedding, but she had a huge church wedding where she wore white. Call it what you want to call it, but it doesn't make her look like a good person, in my opinion. So it looks like Harry and Meghan are starting to face some of their consequences after the release of their Netflix docuseries where they accuse the Commonwealth of being racist or calling them the Empire 2.0. Most recently, the Queen's Commonwealth Trust website had a relaunch and a redesign of their website, and all traces of the couple have been removed. Now, Harry and Meghan used to serve as the president and the vice president of the Queen's Commonwealth Trust back when they were working royals. Now, the Queen's Commonwealth Trust is set up to provide funding and tools and resources that help support young Commonwealth leaders, help them transform their communities through agriculture, education, employability, and more. Now, they shared the news today on their Twitter, announcing their brand new redesigned website. They said, thanks to the important work of young leaders across the Commonwealth, we have amazing stories lined up to tell you. Please take a moment and check out and let us know what you think. There is no mention of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex in the Team QCT section, nor are their couple mentioned in the organization we support section. And they have a huge section where they're highlighting a tribute to Her late Majesty the Queen and her lifetime of service. Now, on the third episode of Harry and Meghan's docuseries for Netflix, they had a writer-broadcaster by the name of Afua Hirsch who described the Commonwealth as, quote, the Empire 2.0. Now, they discussed institutional racism in the UK in the docuseries for Harry and Meghan, and Afua said, quote, Britain calculated that it needed to grant these countries independence in a way that protected its commercial and capitalist interest. So it created this privileged club called the Commonwealth. The Commonwealth is described as a club of friends who share common values. I find that language problematic. I sometimes call the Commonwealth Empire 2.0 because that is what it is. Now, if you remember, Meghan famously had all the flowers, I believe, of the Commonwealth put on her veil because she thought she was the princess of the Commonwealth, and her and Harry were president and vice president. They have been completely erased from this website, and I believe they 100% deserve it. They have nothing to do with this organization, and they have disgraced this organization with what they're accusing it of being. So I'm glad that Harry and Meghan are finally starting to receive some of the consequences for their actions. Although it's very slow, it is well timed, and I'm here for it. So SouthPark has entered the chat, y'all. That's right, SouthPark has officially skewered the Sussexes. They have joined the Sussexes Can Suck It squad, and they have roasted the dynamic duo from Montecito. Now, on their 26th season of SouthPark, which is a very long-running program in America that's on Comedy Central, kind of like The Simpsons on acid. It's a very crass, adult-themed cartoon show. Now, the episode is called the Worldwide Privacy Tour, where they're taking aim at Harry and Meghan. Although they do not refer to Harry and Meghan by name, instead they're calling them the Prince of Canada and his wife. I love it. And the characters are on a mission to find privacy and seclusion. And you see them outside their show saying, down with the monarchy. They're appearing on mock TV shows, telling people, don't pay attention to us. And then they set off fireworks. Don't take our picture. Then they stand in a crowd of people. It's hilarious. I wish I could play some of the clips for you, but they are being roasted. And apparently it is a huge hit right now on social media. Royal biographer Angela Levin said, upon sharing a clip from the program showing Meghan and Harry being interviewed by a host on Good Morning Canada, ouch, this is cringe-making stuff. Twitter user Captain Swing said, good old SouthPark. Another person by the name of Chris Rose said, SouthPark makes fun of Harry and Meghan as usual. They are spot on. Everyone is absolutely laughing at Harry and Meghan. They have become an official royal joke. Again, they have nothing or no one to blame but themselves. This is a sure sign that the Sussexes are definitely losing support in America when you become the butt of the jokes. We already had some late night talk shows making fun of Prince Harry and his Todger, and now we have South Park roasting him and Meghan. In my opinion, it's just going to keep going down and down. They already had a poll where Kate Middleton, the Princess of Wales, is the #1 most popular royal right now in America. And Meghan's like a -43. They're not popular. There's going to be a group of people who are still going to blindly support them, but the majority of people that I know cannot stand them. They are seen as phony and fake. And the more and more people learn about them, the more and more people do not like them. And in America, once we find out you're fake and phony, you can't win it back. It's really, really hard to win it back. I told you, we fight for the little guy. We like the little guy. We fight for the underdog. But when we find out that the underdog is actually the bully, you know, that's it. You're done. Good night. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Harry and Meghan are going to claw themselves back up to popularity in America, because we're all having a hard time right now. And then you have these two privileged people crying in golden teacups. And we just can't take it anymore. You know, we have meteorites in our sky. We have UFOs. We have $7 eggs. It's ridiculous here, and here they are crying about his daddy cutting him off after he gave him $5 million and his huge inheritance that, oh my God, thank God I had the $20 million my mom left. I mean, come on. Like, do you hear yourself? So I love the fact they're being roasted, and I think it's just the tip of the iceberg. I think it's going to get even worse for Harry and Meghan. So what do you guys think of all of these stories about Harry and Meghan being roasted on South Park? What do you think about people exposing Meghan's blog on the Teague and how she wrote about William and Catherine's marriage and how she has been outed for lying about knowing about the royal family? And what do you think about Harry and Meghan being removed from the Commonwealth Trust website? Leave me your comments, guys, down below. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel, and I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next video. If you could do me a really big favor and check out my last YouTube video on Queen Camilla and her coronation crown. It hasn't got a lot of views. I would greatly appreciate it. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.